Are y'all ready for our third storyteller of the night? Please help me welcome to the stage, Sophia Tamarkin.
So I have decided to expose the biggest conspiracy on planet Earth, and that is that parents of all cultural backgrounds, religious affiliations, age, from the beginning of time, have absolutely no idea what they're doing. So in order to cover up for that inadequacy, we have to be overly confident. So when we make mistakes, we have to shake our heads and pretend that it meant to happen this way. Because, and then we come up with some very good explanation. I'll explain. When I had my children, I decided to bake a strawberry shortcake. In the middle of that, I realized I have no strawberries, so I substituted with what I did have, and that was grapefruit. So when the kids threw up from the cake, I said that this was a vitamin C cake, and it meant to boost your immunity. And because you threw up, it meant that it worked, because it cleansed your body. Or when I misread the flyer from school, which one of my kids had a pajama day, and sent the wrong kid in pajamas, after that day, a long day, I explained that this was a lesson that it was okay to be different, and you don't always have to be like everybody else. Or better yet, when I showed my 2-year-old Phantom of the Opera movie and he couldn't sleep for about 5 years, I explained that art requires sacrifice. And that having phobias in life, such as being afraid of chandeliers, masks, music, and many other things, is something that will help you overcome your inner darkness. You just have to say that with a lot of confidence. And when I broke a mercury thermometer that my grandmother brought from the Soviet Union, and the balls of mercury were rolling all throughout my bathroom floor, and I had to call poison control, and men with white hazmat suits ran into my house, I explained to my kids that I volunteered our house to prepare for a potential global pandemic. Because the government needed places to train. And now my kids think that I'm a visionary. But unfortunately, it didn't help much. So I do have to tell you that some things are a little harder to cover up than others. And sometimes you get caught red-handed. And this happened when my older son was about 12 and my younger was about 9. We went on vacation to Florida with another family, and the kids read that there is a fishing trip, a night fishing trip. And my younger son, who was about 9 years old, he got sick in cars and on boats. So I decided to give him Dramamine. You know that medicine that's supposed to help you? Well, I don't really believe in reading things that are hard to read, you know, with that asterisk. So I read that you gotta give like 2 pills to whoever is afraid of getting sick. The little thing said that if you're under 12, shouldn't give more than 1 pill, preferably half. But okay. So I popped the pill into my son, and then we went to dinner. And it was thankfully in the hotel we were staying, there was a restaurant. So, you know, in about 10 minutes as my son was served a salad, he was actively trying to lay on top of the lettuce, trying to take a little nap. And my older son and my husband were looking at me like it's always my fault. And I was like, I don't know. And then like, I opened my purse and like peek inside and like read that, you know, dosage. And I'm like, oh God, that's not good. But it says take it every 4 hours. So that means like probably in 4 hours he'll wake up. So I'm thinking to myself like, this is not good because we paid $50 for the trip and I gotta send him. So, you know, I moved the salad away and let him nap. I'm thinking maybe it will get out of his system, and I'm like trying to shake him like, Ellie, wake up, wake up. They're gonna leave without you if you don't wake up. You gotta stand on your feet. You gotta try to walk. And like in about 45 minutes, they're like actively trying to, you know, pay and leave the hotel. And I'm like, no, no, no. Ellie's gonna wake up soon. Let's just help him walk. Let's move him to the lobby. Maybe we'll try to wake him. And apparently the other side effect, it like dries your mouth. You can't really talk so well if you're, if you overdosed especially, so he can't really talk. So he's really unconscious and he's trying to say that he wants to sleep. I kind of understand it, but nobody else does. So, which is a good thing. So we like drag him to the lobby, and my older son and my husband, they're like, yeah, like he's not coming along. I'm like, yes, yes, he will, because then he'll wake up and he realized you left without him and he'll be heartbroken, and this will be another life lesson for him, that we don't leave our kind behind. We stand by the family and we don't just give up. And they're like, yeah. So I'm like, no, you have to get him. You have to bring him along. So I strapped him to, a car, with the car seat. And I'm like, have a good time. And then I went and I prayed a lot that day, that night really. And then in about 3 hours, I got a really pretty angry text from my husband, like, get to the lobby now. So it turned out that Ellie never woke up, but he was a nuisance to everybody else, because he kept on falling. He just kept on falling on everybody. So first they put him on a bench on the boat, but then he kept on falling from it. And after 4 times, my older son was kind enough to say he'll probably have a concussion if he falls more. So they decided to tie him in a sitting position to the pole behind, so he wouldn't fall. And then my husband said, well, we paid for him. He might as well fish. So they tied the rod to his hands. And they actually put the actual, fishing rod inside the water. And 3 hours later, when it was time to leave, they put in the rod back, and he caught a fish. He actually caught a fish. Now, that's a true miracle. It would help me, right, with the lessons and everything. So when they dragged my Ellie back towards me in the lobby, I was like, trying to give life lessons and try to really fake it. It was a little difficult that time, and they weren't in a mood. And in the morning, Ellie has absolutely no recollection about the nap and the salad, the whole fishing experience, about the fact that, he caught a fish. And I said, well, let me tell you why this was important. And they're like, you know what? This is where we draw the line of life lessons. We're not interested. And that's how my legacy as a wise, profound parent has ended, because I was caught red-handed. And I joined the ranks of all the other parents that are absolutely clueless. Thank you.
Sophia to Markin, everybody. Sophia.